What if I told you that Chrysler, a name synonymous with American roads, is now on the brink of irrelevance? For decades, Chrysler has been an integral part of American car culture. From the sleek Chrysler 300 sedan that redefined luxury at an affordable price to the town and country minivans that were once the gold standard for family road trips, the brand has long been a household name. But something has changed. Once considered a beacon of innovation and reliability, Chrysler is now losing its place on driveways across the country. What went wrong? How did this American mainstay fall so far, so fast? And what does this mean for your next car purchase or your wallet? How did we get here? Remember when the Chrysler town and country minivan was a staple in driveways across America? Families relied on its roomy interior for carpooling, road trips, and everything in between. The Chrysler 300 sedan, with its bold styling and smooth ride, was the dream car for professionals who wanted luxury without a premium price tag. It was a name associated with reliability, comfort, and pride. So how exactly have things changed? It all started when the time came to replace their aging Pacifica. The Johnsons were shocked to find that the latest models were underwhelming, expensive, and lagging behind competitors. For the first time in decades, they left the dealership empty-handed, feeling disillusioned with a brand they had trusted for years. This story reflects a broader sentiment. Chrysler's connection with its loyal customer base has started to fray, leaving buyers searching for alternatives. What happened to the iconic brand that once dominated American roads? Why are longtime fans like the Johnsons looking elsewhere? These questions point to deeper issues beneath the surface. And for you, the viewer, this is more than just another brand story. These shifts have real consequences, from trade-in values that nosedive to repair costs that spiral out of control as parts become scarce. Even if Chrysler has never been your go-to, its struggles ripple out, influencing the entire automotive market and, by extension, your next car purchase. The long way down. Chrysler's sales have taken a dramatic nosedive in recent years. With just the Pacifica and the aging Chrysler 300 holding the fort, the brand's offerings feel woefully limited compared to competitors like Toyota, Honda, and Kia. Where once Chrysler boasted a robust range of options, buyers are now left wondering if the brand has lost its way. Competitors are thriving where Chrysler seems to be faltering. Toyota continues to dominate with its reliable Sienna minivan and hybrid offerings. Honda has its Odyssey and the consistently strong Accord. Kia, once an underdog, is now outpacing Chrysler with innovative designs and cutting-edge technology. The automotive landscape has shifted, and Chrysler, once a leader, now appears to be playing catch-up. Why does this matter to you? Fewer models on the market mean fewer choices for buyers, particularly in the family vehicle segment. Worse, the shrinking popularity of Chrysler cars drives depreciation to alarming levels. What once was a dependable investment now carries the risk of plummeting value, leaving owners with steep losses when it's time to sell or trade in. What went wrong? Chrysler's troubles didn't happen overnight. To understand the brand's decline, we need to look at some critical factors, starting with its corporate journey. In the early 2000s, Chrysler became part of Fiat Chrysler Automobiles, a merger that brought together two struggling giants. More recently, it joined Stellantis, a conglomerate that also includes Dodge, Jeep, and Ram under its umbrella. While mergers can bring resources and innovation, they also create competition within the company itself. For Chrysler, this meant fighting for attention against its sister brands, many of which have clearer, more distinct identities. Another glaring issue is Chrysler's lack of innovation. While rivals embraced hybrid and fully electric technologies, Chrysler lagged behind. The Pacifica Hybrid was a good start, but it failed to spark the kind of excitement Tesla, Hyundai, or even Toyota generated with their forward-thinking designs. As buyers demand more fuel-efficient and environmentally friendly options, Chrysler's hesitance to evolve has left it floundering. Then there's the matter of quality. Consumer reports and reviews have increasingly highlighted reliability concerns in Chrysler vehicles. Outdated technology, recurring mechanical issues, and lackluster interiors make it hard for the brand to justify its price points. For buyers who expect more bang for their buck, these shortcomings are deal breakers. Why does this matter to you? Strategic missteps like these directly affect your ownership experience. Higher repair costs, fewer model choices, and a lack of innovation mean Chrysler vehicles may no longer deliver the value they once promised. If you're considering buying a Chrysler, these issues should give you pause. And if you already own one, you might be feeling the strain of diminishing confidence in the brand. The hidden costs of owning a Chrysler. For current Chrysler owners, the brand's struggles are hitting hard. One of the most immediate concerns is depreciation. Just like Nissan, Chrysler vehicles are losing value at an alarming rate. Owners who financed their cars in the last few years may find themselves in negative equity territory, owing more on their loan than the car is worth. This isn't just an abstract financial problem, it's a harsh reality that can make trading in or upgrading your vehicle nearly impossible. Then there's the issue of service and parts. As Chrysler's production slows, dealerships and service centers are feeling the pinch. Longer wait times for repairs and higher prices for replacement parts are becoming the norm, frustrating owners who rely on their vehicles for daily life. If Chrysler's struggles continue, smaller dealerships may even shut their doors, leaving owners in rural or suburban areas without easy access to authorized service. Even dealerships that remain open are under immense pressure. With unsold inventory piling up, they're resorting to aggressive incentives and discounts just to move cars off the lot. While this might seem like a win for buyers in the short term, it raises questions about long-term value and support. If dealerships are struggling to stay afloat, how can they provide the level of service and trust buyers expect? Why does this matter to you? If you already own a Chrysler, these challenges could affect your car's value, your access to service, and your overall satisfaction. If you're considering buying one, it's a stark reminder to think carefully about what you're investing in and whether it's worth the risk. The consumer revolt. Across the United States, a seismic shift has occurred in the automotive industry. The era of sedans and traditional minivans, once staples of American roadways, is rapidly fading. Today's buyers have embraced sport utility vehicles, crossovers, and electrified options as their vehicles of choice. For Chrysler, this transformation has become a daunting challenge. Once renowned for its family-friendly vehicles, the company now finds itself lagging behind in meeting these evolving demands. The modern driver is no longer just looking for a mode of transportation. They want adaptability, advanced technology, and sustainability. This shift has created a surge in demand for vehicles that offer the space and practicality of a sport utility vehicle while incorporating the efficiency of electric and hybrid systems. Chrysler, with its limited lineup, essentially the Pacifica Hybrid and a handful of aging models, has struggled to compete in a marketplace dominated by innovation-driven competitors. Chrysler's reputation as a maker of old-school sedans and traditional minivans has not adapted to the sleek, forward-thinking image that resonates with today's buyers. In many ways, the brand mirrors the identity crisis experienced by Nissan. Both brands have clung to legacy models and outdated perceptions, leaving them disconnected from the desires of modern consumers. Adding to Chrysler's woes is the economic strain faced by many American families. Rising insurance rates and climbing auto loan interest rates have made vehicle ownership more expensive than ever before. For budget-conscious families, Chrysler's core demographic, this has only compounded the brand's challenges. When every dollar counts, buyers are more likely to seek alternatives offering better technology, reliability, and long-term value. This matters to you because the landscape of family vehicles is shifting rapidly. If you are planning to buy a vehicle, Chrysler's limited lineup and struggles to innovate may leave you with fewer options in the long run. Meanwhile, competitors that are pushing the boundaries of hybrid and electric vehicle technology may offer models that better align with your family's needs. The dealership dilemma. Walk into a Chrysler dealership today and you might notice a troubling pattern. Rows of unsold vehicles line the lots, their once shiny exteriors dulled by weeks, sometimes months of inactivity. These cars represent more than just inventory. They symbolize a larger problem within Chrysler's retail network. Dealers, faced with stagnant stock, are resorting to heavy discounts and bundled incentives to move vehicles that are no longer resonating with buyers. Behind the scenes, these unsold cars come at a significant cost. Dealerships pay what is known as flooring costs, interest on loans taken to hold inventory on their lots. In healthy times, vehicles sell quickly, keeping these costs manageable. However, when cars linger for over 100 days, as many Chrysler models do, the financial burden becomes unsustainable. Dealerships are then forced into desperation tactics, offering thousands of dollars in rebates, zero-down leases, or other high-risk incentives. The impact of this struggle does not stop at the dealership. Local economies, particularly those in small towns and cities, often depend heavily on the health of car dealerships. When these businesses falter, the ripple effect is felt across communities. Jobs are lost, tax revenues decline, and economic activity slows, affecting everyone from service technicians to local restaurants that rely on dealership employees for daily business. This matters to you because those enticing discounts on Chrysler models may come with hidden risks. A dealership in financial distress may be unable to provide robust after-sales support, and brand uncertainty could leave you questioning the long-term value of your purchase. Even if you are not buying a Chrysler, the struggles of its dealerships could impact the broader automotive market, reducing competition and driving up prices elsewhere. Competitor edge and market trends. In the fiercely competitive automotive market, rivals like Toyota, Honda, and Kia are leaving Chrysler in the dust. These companies have consistently invested in innovation, rolling out models that combine cutting-edge technology with consumer-friendly pricing. Whether it is Toyota's hybrid-dominated lineup, Honda's reputation for reliability, or Kia's aggressive push into electric and hybrid vehicles, these brands have managed to capture the hearts and wallets of American buyers. Chrysler's lackluster push into electrification, aside from the Pacifica hybrid, has only widened the gap. Much like Nissan's missteps in the electric vehicle market, Chrysler's limited vision has alienated environmentally conscious buyers and those looking for vehicles equipped with advanced driver assistance features and state-of-the-art infotainment systems. In a market where innovation reigns supreme, standing still is equivalent to moving backward. Compounding the issue is the fragile nature of consumer trust. Chrysler, once synonymous with dependable family vehicles, now faces skepticism from buyers questioning the durability, technology, and overall value of its cars. Brand loyalty, once a cornerstone of automotive marketing, can erode rapidly when a manufacturer fails to meet consumer expectations. This dynamic matters to you because the strength of competition shapes the quality, pricing, and innovation of the cars available to you. If Chrysler continues to fall behind, it risks becoming irrelevant in the marketplace, which could reduce consumer choice and stifle innovation across the industry. As a buyer, you benefit most when automakers compete fiercely to deliver better vehicles at better prices. Brand identity on the line. Chrysler's name evokes images of classic Americana, vehicles that symbolize comfort, practicality, and affordability. However, in a rapidly changing market, the brand is struggling to define its place. Much like Nissan's crisis of identity, Chrysler faces the daunting challenge of balancing its heritage with the need for modernity. Efforts to revitalize the brand through marketing campaigns and rebranding attempts have yielded mixed results. While Chrysler has tried to position its Pacifica as a leader in the minivan segment, younger audiences are not flocking to the brand. The company's messaging has yet to resonate with a generation that prioritizes innovation, sustainability, and digital integration in their vehicles. Looking ahead, Chrysler's potential moves will determine its fate. Some industry analysts speculate that the brand may pivot entirely to sport utility vehicles and crossovers, abandoning traditional sedans and minivans altogether. Others believe Chrysler may attempt to reassert its dominance in the premium minivan market, leveraging its Pacifica as the cornerstone of its identity. Each path presents its own risks and opportunities, but one thing is certain: Chrysler must make bold decisions soon. This matters to you because brand identity influences everything from the pride of ownership to the long-term value of your investment. If Chrysler cannot define its future clearly, buyers may hesitate, and the vehicles that once symbolized American ingenuity may fade from the roads. For consumers, the stakes are high. Will Chrysler adapt and thrive, or will it become another cautionary tale in the annals of automotive history? The economic undercurrents. The complexities of global manufacturing have always been a high-stakes balancing act for automakers, but for a brand like Chrysler, the current environment is proving especially challenging. Supply chain disruptions, skyrocketing raw material costs, and persistent labor shortages are hitting the automotive industry harder than ever. While larger brands like Toyota and Volkswagen can leverage their vast global networks and economies of scale to weather these storms, Chrysler's smaller lineup and narrower market share leave it disproportionately exposed. Imagine a factory line grinding to a halt, not because of cutting-edge innovation delays, but because a critical component, perhaps a semiconductor or a specific alloy, failed to arrive on time. For Chrysler, these delays aren't just logistical hiccups. They represent financial blows with ripple effects that magnify the strain on an already struggling brand. Adding to the pressure is the internal tug-of-war within Stellantis, Chrysler's parent company. Stellantis oversees some of the automotive world's most iconic brands, including Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, each of which competes fiercely for the same pool of resources. Jeep, with its globally dominant SUVs, commands significant attention and investment. Dodge, revitalized by the muscle car resurgence, has secured a firm foothold in the spotlight. Ram dominates the pickup truck segment, reaping the rewards of a highly lucrative market. In this crowded portfolio, Chrysler often feels like an afterthought, sitting at the end of the corporate table and vying for scraps. This lack of prioritization exacerbates its challenges, limiting the brand's ability to innovate or effectively market its offerings. Economic conditions further compound Chrysler's uphill battle. Rising interest rates are making it more difficult for consumers to finance vehicle purchases, with average rates for new car loans hovering above 7% and pre-owned rates climbing into double digits. Buyers are understandably hesitant. For Chrysler, a brand already grappling with waning appeal, this spells significant trouble. A cautious buyer is more likely to consider alternatives from competitors like Hyundai or Honda, whose reputations for reliability, cutting-edge technology, and strong resale value make them more compelling choices. The result is a vicious cycle. Fewer sales lead to reduced revenue for research and development, which in turn makes the brand less competitive in an already crowded market. The challenges don't end there. Chrysler's struggles also intersect with broader economic trends that directly impact consumers. Rising costs in vehicle financing, coupled with increasing insurance premiums, make owning a vehicle, let alone a Chrysler, more financially burdensome for the average buyer. Declining brand perception further erodes confidence, driving up the total cost of ownership and leaving consumers questioning whether the value proposition justifies the investment. Why does this matter to you? These economic forces don't just affect Chrysler, they shape the entire automotive landscape, influencing the options available to every car buyer. If Chrysler struggles to stay afloat, it could mean fewer affordable choices in the market. Moreover, the ripple effects of higher financing costs, reduced competition, and waning innovation might extend beyond Chrysler, impacting the affordability and availability of vehicles across the industry. Owner's dilemma. For current Chrysler owners, the brand's challenges are more than abstract industry shifts. They are real, tangible headaches. The concept of negative equity is becoming all too familiar for many. Imagine buying a Chrysler Pacifica today, only to discover that within a few months it is worth thousands of dollars less than what you still owe on the loan. This phenomenon, known as being underwater on a car loan, leaves owners stuck in financial quicksand, unable to trade in or upgrade without taking a significant financial hit. Trade-in values for Chrysler vehicles, already under pressure due to the brand's declining appeal, exacerbate the problem. Owners who previously saw their vehicles as stable investments now face shrinking resale options. Dealerships, wary of inventory that might sit unsold, offer lower trade-in prices, which means less leverage for those hoping to switch to a more reliable or desirable model. Maintenance and parts availability are additional concerns. As Chrysler's lineup shrinks and production becomes less stable, the availability of dedicated service centers and factory parts could become more limited. Imagine needing a repair only to find that the nearest authorized service provider is hours away, or that a specific part is on back order for months. For many owners, these delays translate into higher costs, longer downtime, and growing frustration. Why does this matter to you? If you own a Chrysler, you might already be feeling these pressures. If you are considering buying one, the risks of depreciation, limited service support, and potential maintenance headaches should give you pause. Chrysler's struggles highlight the importance of choosing a brand that offers both long-term reliability and a strong support network, qualities that seem increasingly elusive for this once respected name. Lessons from competitor collapses. Chrysler's current predicament is not unique. Automotive history is littered with brands that once dominated the market, only to fade into obscurity due to a mix of strategic missteps and evolving consumer demands. Take Mitsubishi, for example. Once a household name in the United States, the brand saw its fortunes decline as it failed to adapt to changing market dynamics and competition from more agile players. Or Pontiac, whose muscle cars and sports sedans were beloved in their prime, but ultimately could not survive General Motors' restructuring and the financial crisis. Chrysler finds itself at a similar crossroads. Much like Nissan's failure to capitalize on its early lead in the electric vehicle market with the Leaf, Chrysler has missed several opportunities to innovate. The Pacifica Hybrid, while a technical achievement, remains an outlier rather than a cornerstone of the brand's strategy. In an era where competitors are doubling down on hybrid and electric vehicle technology, Chrysler's progress feels sluggish at best. Consumer awareness is critical in times like these. It is easy to assume that a brand's history guarantees its future, but as these examples show, no automaker is immune to decline. Whether it is delayed adoption of key technologies, a shrinking product lineup, or lackluster marketing, these factors can spell the difference between survival and irrelevance. Why does this matter to you? Being an informed buyer has never been more important. Chrysler's struggles serve as a cautionary tale, reminding consumers to dig deeper when evaluating potential purchases. Check reliability ratings, compare financing terms, and consider the brand's overall trajectory. Making an informed decision now could save you from costly regrets down the road. Could Chrysler still turn it around? Despite the challenges, Chrysler's story is not necessarily doomed. The automotive industry has seen its share of comebacks, often fueled by bold decisions and strategic pivots. Could Chrysler follow suit? One path forward could involve an aggressive push into the electric vehicle market. Imagine a fully electric Chrysler 300 or a family-friendly SUV that combines the comfort of the Pacifica with cutting-edge electrification. Such a move would not only modernize the brand's image, but also position it to compete in a market increasingly dominated by electric offerings. Strategic alliances within Stellantis could also play a role, leveraging technology and platforms from other Stellantis brands, such as Peugeot or Citroën, could inject much-needed innovation into Chrysler's lineup. This kind of synergy has worked before. Platform sharing is a proven way to cut costs while enhancing product offerings. However, for this to succeed, Stellantis must prioritize Chrysler rather than treating it as an afterthought. Finally, Chrysler still holds nostalgic value for many Americans. This emotional connection, if tapped into effectively, could reignite interest in the brand. Imagine marketing campaigns that celebrate Chrysler's heritage while showcasing its readiness for the future. Sleek designs, modern technology, and competitive pricing that remind buyers why they fell in love with the brand in the first place. Why does this matter to you? A successful turnaround could mean more options, better deals, and the revival of a brand that has been part of American culture for nearly a century. It is not just about cars, it is about the choices and competition that keep the automotive industry dynamic. Chrysler's future will not only affect its loyal customers, but also shape the broader market landscape for years to come. The buyer's perspective: risk versus reward. Imagine walking into a Chrysler dealership today and seeing the deals on offer. Salespeople are eager, discounts are deeper than ever, and the sticker price on a Chrysler Pacifica might tempt even the most hesitant buyer. For families in need of a reliable minivan or anyone looking for a spacious vehicle on a budget, these offers could seem like the perfect opportunity. However, is this short-term bargain worth the long-term risk? This is a question every buyer must carefully weigh before signing on the dotted line. For those planning to keep their vehicle for a decade or more, a Chrysler purchase might still make sense. Long-term ownership can sometimes insulate drivers from the sting of poor resale values, as the vehicle's depreciation becomes less relevant over time. But even in this scenario, other risks loom. Chrysler's uncertain future could mean challenges down the road with warranty claims, part availability, or even access to trained service technicians. As dealerships struggle, owners might face longer wait times for repairs, or fewer authorized centers to choose from, adding potential stress to the ownership experience. On the flip side, buyers who typically upgrade every 3 to 5 years might find themselves in a financial bind. Chrysler's vehicles, already facing questions about reliability and competitiveness, could depreciate more rapidly as consumer confidence wanes. Negative equity: the gap between what a car is worth and what the owner still owes, might hit Chrysler owners especially hard. For those relying on trade-in value to fund their next purchase, this could create a frustrating and costly roadblock. It is not just individual buyers feeling the impact. Local economies tied to Chrysler dealerships and production facilities are also at risk. Each unsold vehicle represents financial strain not only for the company, but also for the dealerships trying to stay afloat. Jobs tied to these facilities, whether in sales, service, or manufacturing, support families and contribute to the surrounding community. A shrinking Chrysler footprint could ripple outwards, affecting everything from local tax revenues to the livelihood of those working in related industries. For potential buyers, the choice is clear yet complex. Deep discounts on a new Chrysler may look like an enticing deal today, but every purchase carries implications. Will the short-term savings be worth the uncertainty? Or will the brand's instability lead to hidden costs in the form of higher maintenance expenses or lost trade-in value? Ultimately, buyers must decide if supporting Chrysler is a practical investment or a gamble too risky to take. Thanks for watching, and what are your thoughts on this video? Let's know in the comments, and make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more deep dives into the automotive world.